Welcome to the Super Facts Show on the Super Facts Network. Featuring St. Laz, who also hosts the popular web series Gem Pop and music journalist Mark Walter Ward. They have discussions about hip hop, culture, society, philosophy, and everything else. Now available on YouTube and wherever else you get your podcasts. What up, world? It's your boy Mark Walter Ward, Super Facts Show, Super Facts Network. We got a very special guest with us today, Young Hump, part of the newly formed Digital Underground, still with Steady B, who look like he look like he ain't aged a day.
Money B.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sitting here looking at this Philly rivalry thing behind me. But yeah,
Philly. That's a Philly thing right there.
Man, Money B though, you know, I was checking out your music, and I swear he don't look like he aged. Man, he looked the same as Sex Packers. Ain't lost a step, none of that.
Mun has supreme genetics and a wonderful heart, and he's curated a perfect lifestyle. So he's got all the three factors for the fountain of youth to flow ever wonderfully.
Shit, I heard that. Hey, let me ask you this though. Given his status as a legend, I know it's not disrespectful, but is it cool for me to say, like, listen to some of the music he got with you? His flow's improved a little bit.
Yo, Mun is one of those guys that no, it's actually not disrespectful. I mean, all the greats, okay, not all the greats keep getting better. All the greats, at least to some, maintain. I mean, well, I guess in all genres of music, some of the greats, but Mun is one of the motherfuckers that he just keeps getting better. And one of the things about it, we got this one song on the upcoming album, which we could talk about, but it's this song called She Loved Me. And I remember when we recorded it, he finished his verse, and Mun don't be bragging on it like that, but this one verse is so ridiculous. And he looked at me and said, yo, are you ready for some classic Money B shit right now? I was like, yup. And this nigga, I swear, it's like top 5 verses he's ever kicked. But yeah, he loved his shit so much, and he stayed so tapped in. Some cats, they just they don't stay tapped in with it, and they don't stay on it or in love with it. Mun love it and stay tapped in with it like that. You know what I mean? On the new types of beats, we still mess with some of the old style beats. So Mun, yeah, he's crushing motherfucking microphones, crushing shit.
I mean, as are you. Anyone who watches this, I guess y'all, I'm not really hip to what's specifically going on, but I know y'all ain't just going around performing Digital Underground material. You got a ton of new material, and brother, wow. you can definitely spit. You want some songs with legends where you shine hard. I would suggest everybody look up this song that you got with Numbskull, because all y'all is just spitting on that one.
Which one are you talking about with Numb?
It's on it's on Money B's SoundCloud.
Oh, okay. Yeah, check out Mun's SoundCloud. Yeah, and that's the thing, because we all love it. And the same with Numb. Numb is one of them cats, man. Just Numb styles now is bananas. I got him on my mixtape, and he had one of the hardest verses on there. Numb is crazy, and that's the thing. It's like certain people love it, and it's not about entirely just money, career, and using songs as mechanisms to make other things happen. And we just love it. There's a lot of people you can hear when they rap or they sing. You can hear that it's not really like they wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't. You just can feel it sometimes. When somebody loves what they're doing in anything. When somebody cooks for you, if your grandmama was excited to make food for the family, you could taste it. And that's how we rock. And I will say this, as for the you said we have a ton of material. Our plan, for the beginning of 2020 was we had an album. We had, I believe, 15 or 16 songs. 15 of them were mixed. The 16th song, we were just waiting to get the stems back. So we were just kind of like, because it was a little bit of, it was like a song that came like right at the very end. So we had planned to roll the album out, and then 2020 came and did what it wanted to do. And so Mun was of the mind, as many people are, we didn't want to drop an album, obviously, in the beginning stages of a pandemic and not be able to really run with it. So we have this album kind of like cocked back, and now we're like, some time has passed, and obviously some new material has come in. So you know, which is a good thing when you have time to get away from the album and then look at it later, you know. But we got some haters.
Well, I mean, not you know how everybody that released the album and didn't do what they wanted. Now they got the deluxe version coming out. So y'all just gonna start off with the deluxe version, and that makes sense because Digital Underground is definitely a brand that needs to touch the people. And you know, I want to ask you from you know, from Shock, OG, Humpty Hump, Money B, yourself. Do you think that the Digital Underground is appreciated for the musicality and the talent as much as it is for, you know, just the sensationalism of the Humpty persona?
That's a fabulous, very astute question that says a lot about your awareness. So salute. I would say yes and no. Yes, meaning those that know, and there are a lot of people that people might not know would know because, for example, when you deal with the whole regional situation, meaning, okay, hip hop comes from New York, and then it, you know, and then it started moving, and then at a certain point it got to the West, and the West started doing it how the West had to do it, and then it went to the East, and the East started doing it. I mean, excuse me, I'm sorry, to the South, and the South came with what they, just on a big level. So there's naturally it's not even as much of a division, but there's a perception of like people wouldn't think that certain East Coast fixtures, you know, people would know, but really it'd be like the people that in the position they know everything. Like, for example, you know, a guy like DJ Premier, and there's really no guy like DJ Premier, but just somebody, for example, him, a person like that, who people would look at as just this New York thing. He's just New York sound. He know all about that. You know, he know all about the West. He know all about the South. He, you know, I mean,
he from Houston. You know what I'm saying?
He from Houston, but sonically his thing is so, you know, synonymous.
East Coast, Boston, boom bap. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So it be like a lot of the illest motherfuckers be knowing about, you know, because it had musical appreciation. So and not just musical appreciation, because I mean the 2-year-old has musical appreciation, but really understand like you said, the musicality and the talent level. Like it isn't just because you're right, because a general dynamic is when people are associated with party. It's like, for example, me, right? You know, I'm a party guy. I likes to get it lit and, you know, have fun and jokes and all that. But I'm a serious intellectual, right? So I was just telling somebody the other day that I know people that, well, I know a couple people, I know probably a lot of people, but a few people come to mind, I should say, that I've known for like 20 years. But they just know me. What's up, my guy? Yeah, yo, it's cracking in here. This shit dope. What's up, my guy? And you just see them like that for 20 years. And you never have a philosophical discourse with them. You know what I mean? So you just like, and then this one particular, the moment that I really understood that was I was chilling with one of my dudes like that, just in a party. Because, you know, certain people you only see them, speaking, more pre-pandemic, but it still applies. Like you only would see them in, you know, when shit was cracking, functions and music and shit, and then run into niggas in the library. You know what I mean? So, and I would go to the library. So long story short, I was somewhere and I'm talking to this cat I know, we just chilling, and this other dude walked up on me like, yo, I was thinking about that shit you said, blah, 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 blah. And it was like a real high level intellectual thing. So I just started talking about it, responding. And the dude standing next to me, who I've known for 20 years, after the other guy left, he was like, yo, I didn't even know you were smart like that. I never heard you talk like that. And I was like, yeah, bro, because we just be out here talking about these chicks and these, you know, with what DJ is setting it off tonight. You know, we just having these. So anyways, with Digital Underground, that's a perfect example because you said it best. You said the sensationalism of the Humpty Dance, which was the biggest song, but then also, you know, the freaks in the industry, you know, the very, you know, sexual shit, then even to, you know, the size of I Get Around and all that. It's very like, because, you know, niggas was about some sexual energy, you know, Digital Underground wasn't playing with that. So some people just see that and they're like, okay, that's what y'all about. And that is what niggas is about. That is what Young Hump is about. But at the same time, there's high level intellectual stuff that you have to dig a little deeper. And then as we know, you know what I mean, you know, young Hump long winded. I was gonna say,
it's all good, bro.
certain things you have to like, like look at repeatedly, like meaning some people, like when you study things, right, and you review them, that's the word. I mean, when you review things, you be like, oh yeah, like you talk to somebody and they be like, you see that movie I saw 20 years ago, I saw it 10 years ago. But if you see that movie every couple of years, every year, whatever, you're gonna be like crisper on, oh yeah, they did have some some food. But when, you know, a lot of times people ain't reviewing certain things. And so anyway, so to answer your question, yes, but also no. A lot of people didn't know about Shock playing the keys. A lot of people didn't know that the guy playing the keys, rapping in the was also the guy that was the front man. People with Money B. People didn't know Money B. I mean, Money B produced. Money B had crazy different styles on the microphone. Money B had, I mean, he was a dancer. Like, there's so many things. I mean, DJ Fuse. People didn't know DJ Fuse was one of the best DJs in the Bay Area when he was recruited for Digital Underground by Shock G. Shock G stepped to Fuse on some, you one of the baddest DJs. We need a killer ass DJ. You know what I mean? So it's like, and a producer. So there's all these things. And then you want to go into like talent. Tupac, I mean, as a songwriter, you know, who's a colder songwriter, but then you have Saphir, one of the nastiest, you know, it's raw MC, abstract, progressive style ass niggas to ever breathe on a microphone. So you have all these different things, you know what I mean? Shock G as a lyricist, a producer, an instrumentalist, a visionary, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot.
A composer, you know, you know, like I feel a lot of times hip hop people don't get credit for composition, and I mean, if that's not composing, what is it?
My God, that's a real fact right there.
You know, not to switch the subject up on you, but you know, you looking at your bio, you've been creative from the beginning. It said that you used to draw comic book characters when you was younger and draw comic books. I'm wondering if you remember, did you ever make up a character? Do you remember a character you made up?
Oh man. Okay, so up until about the age of about 15, I think 15 was when I pledged my life to this rap shit. But up until that, I was all about, I mean, I wanted to be, I was approaching being a comic book illustrator with the same, you know, as a young man, but the same daily drive, attention. That was my whole thing. I mean, I was real, I used to go to the signings of all the artists back in the day that were popping at the time. And I was on it. I mean, I used to draw every day, but at a certain point, I still draw, but well, I draw like the bare minimum. I hate to say it, but I get so caught up in other things. You know what I mean? If I didn't have to sleep, I would draw more. But unfortunately, like, you only have so many hours, you know. But as for characters, absolutely. It's funny, like there's characters that I could see in my head, but I'm struggling to remember the names of any. But I mean, used to draw. I even remember I had a basketball, like, cause I was on my basketball shit back then. I had a basketball character, and I drew like maybe a 2-page comic book of him, like, you know, dribbling and seeing the lane and, you know, crossing a motherfucker over and driving to the lane and dunking on somebody. You know, I used to draw a lot of different things. So yeah, I was definitely a character creator and was all about that. And it tied into the science of digital. And shout out to all the MCs that drew artwork from Shock G to Andre 3000 to oh man, there was one I just learned the other day that was a good one that was like, whoa, he drew his shit too. Damn. Anyways, yeah.
Schoolie D, the first gangster rapper.
Yeah, but it's somebody like I just learned the other day.
Now he's a successful artist while he's thinking. Y'all check him out. Jesse Weaver, aka Schoolie D, professional artist now. Used to draw his album covers.
Wow, he's a professional artist now. Wow. I didn't know that. You know your thing, bro. You know your thing. That's dope. I'm trying. Is somebody like, was it? DMC. DMC. DMC, he used to draw. He used to draw, and he's actually, that's why I guess that he's doing that. The Method Man has that. Method Man has this new podcast, Method of Marvel, or Marvel Method. I think it's Marvel Method because he's Johnny Blaze. He's comic books from the jump, and he got DMC as like one of his it's DMC. Who would have known, right? And but yeah, man. It all ties in, like you said, created from the jump, man. It all ties in. It's just, and as you expand and grow, you dabble and experiment. I should say you dabble in different things, and some things.
One thing you dabbled in, I appreciated. I saw on a video that you freestyled, and you really freestyled off the top of the head, and you it's strong too, not just that like stuttering shit. And you made it known, and like don't nobody gotta do shit. If you get paid off music, do it however you gotta do it. I ain't gonna be on my yard shaking my fist at people, but I love when cats can still freestyle. I remember like a cipher used to be like 5 people rapping off the top of their head, not making fun of each other and shit, just who could be the nicest. And like it would kind of have to, if you had some written shit, motherfuckers would like call you out like, man, that's written.
Facts. Big facts. Big fucking facts. Yeah, I mean, we remember the era where it shifted, where cats started using the term freestyle to describe a non-song on a mixtape. And once that came, that really salted the game, because prior to that, I remember too, there was on the Fugees' first album, there was an interlude, and it was funny because it was real, like it wasn't like pronounced like this is a joke, we're being funny. But it was like, if you caught it, Wyclef was like, yo, I got this freestyle. I've been working on this freestyle. I've been working on this freestyle all week. Check out this freestyle. And he bust this like hella elaborate rap. And it was just like, but it, like I said, it wasn't like this is the skit and people were like, nigga, it was just, he did that. And I was like, yeah, but yeah, no, for me.
If you know, you know.
If you know, I mean, for me, it's like, if you can only compose, to me, then you're half of your full capabilities as an artist. Now, here's the thing. I don't mean that the wrong way, because look, there's some people that never freestyle that compose, that 1/100th of that is better than 99% of people on the planet's improvisational and compositional discography. So we're not acting like if you don't freestyle, you can't be that nigga. But at the same time, if anybody that's amazing could improvise, it's like they take it to another level. It's like, I was gonna come with a real X-rated example. But the point is, it's like, okay, it's like if you've ever met a comedian and they're not funny when you talk to them, you're like, damn. So you can get on stage and be funny, but I'm over here giving it to you. Now, granted, I know that's presumptuous, because sometimes you meet comedians and they're not in the mood to be funny. But I know, and I've met comedians that you catch them in a good mood, in a comfortable setting. You're not like yanking on them as they're trying to like run an errand and trying to be funny, nigga. Ha. Like you're literally like, but some people just don't have funny in real time. Some people don't have, and then see with the freestyles, it became real trendy to say, I don't do freestyles, I get paid to rhyme, and everybody, all that shit. No disrespect to anybody that said that, because I love some of them brothers and I understand what they was doing. A lot of things rap, people say in rap music particularly, it's the context, the way they meant it, and they might not even necessarily mean it like that. But there was that era where everything was about like, I'm not no rapper, I'm a hustler. I don't rap for free, I get paid. Everybody was so caught up in getting this paper that they weren't thinking, yeah, but like, you're an artist, and if you're not an art, like, also you want to be sharp. Like, nigga, you're gonna be a better rhyme writer. Like, you giving me credit, which I appreciate for my ability on the mic. So much of that comes from freestylers. So many of those rhymes come from freestyle, and I'll be like, ooh, let me write that. You know what I mean? Like, that's part of how you sharpen your swords. You know what I mean? You know, like, and I say swords, not sword, your swords, because you have multiple swords if you do it. So yeah, freestyle, salute for saying that. And I feel that more people need to work on that craft, because also too, you know, you see when they get cats to the radio and be like, throw the beat on, and cats are like, yo, check it out, yo, and they adjust the headphones, yo, 5 balls in, yo, check it, yo, check this out. Like, they're trying to remember their rap.
Bro,
Like
that's why I stopped
freestyle.
watching baseball. They started taking too long, but between them bats doing that made me think of like the motherfucker stepping out and tapping the ground 10 times and spitting, doing a little, yeah.
Exactly. Like in the Wu-Tang documentary, they asked Old Dirty Bastard, they go like, you maybe go kick a little freestyle for us later? He goes, freestyle? That's what you want. Nigga, grab the microphone, like, just goes right in, like no delay. That's what I say. That's how you want. Like, I ain't waiting for no 4 count. You say freestyle, I freestyle right now. I get in front of the crowd, my voice project loud. You know, it's gonna land because, you know, you stay. You know, that's what we do.
Did you, as a creative, has it ever been hard for you to maintain your own identity in the digital underground world?
Never. Because here's what it was. Shock G gave me this, you know, he gave birth to this. Like, I how would I put it? Okay, basically, you know, in my other existence of being in a less glittery nostril context, you know, I decided I wanted to, you know, portray him in the movie All Eyes on Me. And it was just I just felt that I could do it. And so then when I prepared a video of myself with prominent, shiny nostril situations, you know, he saw and he was like, yeah. And at that time he wasn't performing. He was like, yo, you should rock with Money B. And, you know, and then when that finally rolled around to happening, we started doing that. And originally I was coming out as Humpty Hump. And then there was a situation where, like, at that time, Shock would do a show like once in a blue, but he was more interested in, you know, performing at Shock G with the piano. Like he had the it was called the G3. It was Shock, DJ Fuse, and Pee Wee. And so there was a conflict of dates. We both were supposed to be in the Bay Area within 30 days. And, you know, there's contractual, you can't be in the same area within 30 days. So long story short, I thought it was going to be a rap. I thought he's like, oh man, it's a rap. But he was like, nah. You do the show. I'm good. And then he was like, but you got to create your own character, so you're not coming out as I only did about maybe 5 shows at that point, billed as Humpty Hump. And then he was, you got to create your own character. So there was Young Hump was born right there. And so initially it was just like, imagine your big homie says, yo, you want to get on stage and throw the thing on and run around and do these songs you grew up loving since you was a kid and get paid? Like, shit, why not?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, right? But he was so ill to see, like, who could have known, you know, my aptitude for it. Like, I mean, I've always been funny. I've always been an exuberant, vibrant, like zany kind of nigga, but it was just like, that shit was beyond, like, it just clicked. I just took to it like, the freshest, seasoned, perfectly marinated and cooked to perfection fish to water. And if that's a weird example, but fish to water that was cooked. So somehow you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I took to it.
Well, I mean, you marinate the fish before you boil it, I guess, theoretically. If it's boiled fish, there you go.
There you go. You put that together like a real rhyme line. And you feel me? So yeah, so long story short, that shit was like, you know, and then as for the movie, he said this, and this is the jewel that people don't know. Shock was so ill with this. He said to me, so I'm getting ready to do it, the movie, because I ended up getting the part, and he was like, yo, okay. So he was like, this is what you need to remember. You're not Humpty Hump. I'm not Humpty Hump. Humpty Hump is a character that I created. I was the seventh. I'm the seventh hump, right? And because there were people that did it. One, his brother Kent. Other people did it in a couple situations. Because he had to have the double, whatever. So anyway, so once he told me that, it really like gave me this perspective. Like, right, it's a character. It's da 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 da. So then it was like to get back to the meat of your question. Since we're talking about salmon and motherfucking sea bass and whatnot, the meat of it is this. So then it was like once I created and I should say I revealed Young Hump. It was like, all right, I'm Young Hump, so I have to be an extension of Humpty Hump and carry the tradition and have the energy and the remnants of it and the essence of it, I should say, not remnants, the essence of it. But I also have to add my own because
Right. There has to be an evolution.
You know what I mean? No one wants to see a motherfucker get over there and you need, when you see the a fucking Elvis impersonator or a goddamn Michael Jackson impersonator, it's like, okay, that's cute, but you see through it so quick. Whereas with me, it's like even the way I dress. I mean, I've done a few shows with a couple shows with some fur on, but I always some way or another made sure something about my fit was different, something about, my approach to rhyming, is not like necessarily so drastically different, but you hear the difference and just little, yeah. I could go on and on about little things that I do, but just little things I make sure that stick out. So what people always come up to me and say is, they always say like, or hit me in the DMs and be like, yo, your shit is dope because it's that hump shit, but you bring something to it. Right. And that's just what I think about. You know what I mean?
Well, Shock perform. Like you said, there had to be other people because there'd be Shock performing with Hump. Do you ever plan on performing as another artist?
Nah. I mean, maybe in my twilight years, but no. I mean, like,
even in the digital underground world, like he did.
I mean, well, see, the thing is like, I came in as Hump. The version of me with the less shiny nostrils is a member of Digital Underground too. But at the same time, I don't see myself and I don't see him, cohabitating the stage. You know what I mean? Like, look, anything, it's a very interesting question because I thought about it one time, like maybe like a year ago or something like that. And I was like, you never know, I might feel differently, but the way it feel now is like they came in, because my shit is I follow the template and the protocol. I do all the little unique shit to make me and with just naturally and all the shit that like, but I follow the template. Like, we don't reveal, who you talking to is who you talking to. And, we can make allusions to people that look like us that have other names, but that's like a separate thing. So so in the case of, for me to try to indulge in that would be really like weird. And I think I don't think it would work so well. And then plus the nature of our shows, we just come out and it's money being Young Hump, it's Digital Underground too, but it's money being Young Hump. And it would just, yeah. So,
No, I can dig it. So speaking of the Young Hump, I couldn't find that mixtape, brother. Where is that online anywhere?
I'm gonna hook you up, but this is what it is, and you can tell me your thoughts. All right, so really, when I put it out, I was just slanging them things. Like I just had them. I was just selling them. Like motherfuckers cash at me 20 and I'm shooting them a zip. I was doing it like that because at the time I didn't have any like, I've since got on my DistroKid and all that shit. But here's the thing though. It's like all the music is like, I'm wilding on there. I'm rapping over Jackson 5 instrumentals and shit. You feel me? So it's like, there's literally one Jackson 5, but it's like all shit that, motherfuckers know. So I was like, yeah, I don't want to catch a bad one. Now, my partner Tico, big up my guy Tico, put me up on this new thing that's cracking called U Sound that's getting ready to come out, and he was telling me I should upload it on there. I thought about uploading it on YouTube before. I just was like, I was just hesitant about getting flagged, particularly because of the Jackson 5 shit. Like
Bandcamp will work. Cause there's a dude who be mixing like Beatles and Wu-Tang shit, and I get emails from Bandcamp, and he's selling like pressed up vinyls of them shits.
True.
And I see mad artists. I mean, I know that's a good place to sell your music. Like if you know Agalive, Dipset, Purple City, like he stayed popping off with the Bandcamp releases. I mean, Vic Mensa, mad people.
You know what's funny? It's like, and when you say Beatles, that shit rings, because really, like I said, it was the Jackson 5 shit. The Jackson 5 shit had me like damn, I'm really over here. You know what I mean? I was like, that's a different policing right there. It's like certain artists, their shit is, but yeah, I realized I was like, it is time to drop that motherfucker to make it available. But also I must remember too, at the time I was on my old school, like, nah, you want this, you got to send daddy a dub. You know what I mean? I was on that. So like, I was really trying to like cultivate the exclusivity to get the money, because when I first dropped, it was like at the beginning of the pandemic. Shows wasn't happening. We didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean? So I was trying to, I literally put it together for some money, which was an interesting thing, because literally, like, I had the idea for a while, but I just never prioritized it. So then boom, using the beginning of the pandemic, fridge was looking bare and shit, because shit was tight. So I was like, so I made, I didn't make a lot of money, but I don't know, I probably made like a little over a rack. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely sold some copies and shit. But I do need to, because I'll send it to you on the strength, and maybe you'll remind me, because I just gotta like.
Oh, I'll definitely remind you, bro. I mean, I hate to be racially stereotypical, but white people collect shit. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Yeah, I want to zoom in on your shit. Like, it's funny too. I want to spin the phone so your shit gets bigger, so I can look what you got going on in the background. But I know the Zoom is better to have the shit up like this, right? Or is it the other way around?
I don't know. Shit.
Well, fuck it. We here now.
I'm an ex-convict, bro. I ain't the most technical of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I get the shit working. I leave it the fuck alone. You feel me? But
okay.
It's mostly records, Funkos, autographed pictures from when I used to do. I got out of prison and turned myself into like a freelance journalist. And before
you got what? You got what?
I got out of prison and I turned myself into a freelance journalist. And before the bottom fell out, I interviewed, a lot of top flight rap stars and shit. Then I had a nice run blog and all that good stuff. So basically, it's just like a memento wall for the most part.
That's lit. I'm gonna send you something. Shoot me the address. I'll send you something.
I'll almost definitely do that. The Numbskull song I heard, it was called Dynamite. That shit was vicious. And whether yourself or someone with less shiny nostrils, as you say, who's someone, you've been around famous people for a good portion of your life. Who's someone whose character impressed you? That's famous.
Whose character? That's a good question.
Because I figure you've been around a lot of different kinds of people.
Okay, let's go. That's a great question. That's a wonderful question. I mean, off rip, Money B, Smooth B. Something about them B's, man. They Smooth B and Money B, those brothers are just they I'm not all for the cloning, but if like they should be cloned, not cloned, but just there should be more people like that. They're just amazing, and they have children, so that's a wonderful thing, because the more they
improve the gene pool.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
just
sir.
Be solid and have real heart and creativity, and be able to articulate wisdom, and be generous with giving people game and patience and understanding. And a lot of people are too hard on people, and people be needing a little bit of like love, and them brothers are special in that way. Somebody else, let me think. Someone's character who really You know who's a wonderful dude, man? DJ EFN. That's a real dude right there. I really fuck with DJ EFN, and he's super solid. And that's why, like, a lot of people don't know the Drink Champs. That's not some shit. You know, everybody goes on the show and just, like a lot of, Nori's friends just come on there and they just big up Nori, who deserves it all. But a lot of times, some of them, because they have the relationship with him, but they don't realize that, EFN put that together. That was his idea. It was his suggestion. It was his persistence to get Nori to agree. And then Nori, brought his wonderful talent to it. And then the two, they combined and they did. But shouts to EFN, man. That's my guy. He's a real good dude. Another dude who's a character,
maybe somebody you met before you were 21.
Got you. Okay, I hear you. Now this could be somebody I met or somebody I know.
Hey, whatever's clever.
Who Denzel. I don't know him, but I met him and I had a real experience with Denzel when I was young. And he was a real dude, man. I really like. And then you see his character, you see what he speaks, what the message he chooses, what he chooses to use, his production. I want to say production company. I'm not per se so sure. I mean, I don't know the name of his production company, but what he chooses to produce project wise, you know what I mean? Like he's a very, there's certain people, man, that just, it's such a great question. Cause I'm thinking I know, that's one of them questions I'll be showering later, I didn't say.
Well, shit, you can always come back, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ain't no motherfucking limit. Before I want to get you out here on this before we shout it because we definitely gotta tell them about that the merch store. Y'all merch game is killing it. But before that, how pimpish is Too Short in real life?
Ooh, more pimpish than he is on record, or because he's just a smooth brother. And when I'll be honest, look, when I first got around Short, I was a little bit geeking, it's Too Short. And I could see in his eyes that he wanted me to geek down because, when you be around certain people and you just be like, my nigga, yeah. And I'm already just naturally so he was he had love for me, and I could just sense, and his voice was like, yo, you need to be more cool around Short. That's his vibration, don't be so excited. You know what I mean? It's it's just, and you just excited. You got love for motherfuckers. You know what I mean? I was like that when I was first around Busta Rhymes. I mean, it's you grow up watching these niggas and your heroes, and then you get to be in this this private context with them. You chilling in a real way, and it's you're wow, you just kind of looking at him wow, it's him. And then you all these, and I'm a super duper student and fan, and I don't know too many people that are as much of a fan as me. I don't know anybody that's a bigger fan than me. I don't know that. I know a handful of people that I would really feel are I'm just I'm a
who is a big Too Short fan?
Who?
DJ Screw, and definitely Pimp C.
Man,
people don't know, but most of them Screw tapes was at least half West Coast songs. Man, he loves some SIBO and all that shit.
SIBO too, yeah, man. Rest in peace. That's a real rest in peace to both those brothers, man. Yeah, you know what I mean. And just you get around. So anyway, so Short is just, and then I just calm myself. The most recent time I saw him, I hadn't seen him in a while, and as soon as I saw him, I smiled, and then I was like, yo, chill. And I was like, what's up, Short? Yeah. You know what I mean? And that it's it's just, I can say that with pride because I'm proud of how much love I have for these brothers. You know what I mean? I'm proud that I have such a gleam in my soul when I see certain brothers. It's just but then you realize that certain people, would rather they deal with so much adoration and adulation from people that they want to just chill and not be in that, they want to just be on some normal shit. So you realize it's a favor to them just to not be so yo, I just want to tell you, my nigga, just you know what I mean? So
Word.
so yeah, no, short man, that's my guy, man. I ain't really spent a whole lot of time with him, but the times I spent with him was real. Getting him on that song was really like a dream come true. It's a dream I didn't have. I didn't dream to have Too Short on the song, and it was a dream that I didn't have that came true. You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing. Some things are like beyond dreams. You wouldn't. I'm dreaming to get Too Short on the song. You wouldn't even, you know. I didn't really walk around dreaming of who I wanted to have on songs with me like that. Just motherfuckers I love, and I'm doing my music, and the idea come up, but you don't think, and especially people that have been around for so long, you don't even think like that. But the same way, I don't be thinking about, oh, I want to get Y&B Corday on or something. Like, I don't be thinking like that. It's just like you don't even dream of per se having these people. You know, I would say as a producer, sometimes I've more like dreamed of people rapping on my beats, because when you make a beat, you're more like, oh, I could hear yada da on this. And then it becomes like that. But as on some rap shit, I never really particularly dreamed about. So to have him on a song, I said it's like a dream that I never had.
Hey, let me ask you this. That made me
And
think
the
of something.
video, not to cut you off, but it
Are you
wasn't
good?
just the song, it was the video, like nigga. And the video was crazy. Like, yo, it just went, it just not. In the video, he comes in Too Short. I got his ex-girlfriend. In the video, he leans over this girl and he's like, I got his ex-girl. That was me on the edit. I made sure when we were doing it, because we came and sat with the editors and I was on it. Like, I'm a Virgo for real. So I came in there and sat in. I was like, yo, you gotta have that line when he said it, because they didn't have that line for that. I mean, they didn't have that shot for that line. I was like, you gotta have that line. So anyway.
Oh no, that video is outstanding, bro. That's what even made me ask the question. But you made me think when you were saying as a producer, you know, like when you're making a beat, you know, you hear an instrument on it and you add it to it. Is that like the same thing when you said I would hear these artists on my beat, so I'd want them on my beat, like it's almost like an instrument to complete the song?
Absolutely, because it's vocal tone, and then also the content that you associate certain rappers with has an emotional energy that you associate with the music. For example, if you make a beat that's like boom, boom, no, let me speed it up. I'm not thinking of, you know, what the fuck is Q-Tip gonna sound like on that, right?
Right.
But if I make some shit that's some fly jazzy shit or something, I might think of that. But I make that, I'm gonna hear Raekwon on that. You know, I might hear when Prodigy was alive, I would hear Prodigy on that. I might hear, you know, certain people's the content, like the emotional texture to me when I hear, I think of like nighttime creeping in a dangerous environment, who knows what it is type shit. So I'm thinking of the niggas that talk. And then I want that have the voice, because some motherfuckers have great voices, but their content, not that many, but there's certain artists that content doesn't really, and their voice doesn't match. Particularly in the case of, like, I'm not gonna say no names, but there's certain dudes who, like, over the years, they might change what they rap about. And because they get older, they don't want to rap about certain shit they was talking about as younger or whatever. And it, like, you know, but anyways, yeah. So to answer your question, yes, definitely.
Got you. All right. Before we get out of here, what's the best place for everybody to you know, get that outstanding merch I'm talking about? I'm sure y'all about to be touring this year, new music to expect.
Oh yeah.
Where to find you on social media?
My G, okay, in order, dumerch.com. And let me say this, like, DU is for Digital Underground. So it's real easy to remember DU. So like my Instagram is Young Hump DU. And people be like, Young Hump dude. And I'd be like, I get, but it's DU for Digital Under, because some dude, some guy named like Zach Humphreys, some, you know, peace to him, young like dude. He just came with Young Hump as his Instagram, and he wasn't trying to give it up. So I had to put the DU on the end for Digital Underground. So it's easy. Young, and I spell correctly, YOUNGHUMP. Young Hump, DU for Digital Underground. Boom. So back to the merch, dumerch.com. And there's a dumerch.com Instagram. So DUMERCH DOTCOM, DUmerch.com is the IG, and which we tag. So but DUmerch.com, we got it. And yo, we have phenomenal merch. My man saluting, appreciate you saluting the merch, because just to put it in context for everybody paying attention, we have the same merch company that does our merch, or at least part of it is as Ice Cube. So we have some really gorgeous merch, right? And then we have different components to our merch, but our merch is cracking.
Well, y'all t-shirts look like you can put it through the washing machine more than once. A lot of shit you buy from artist shit, that is not the case.
Facts, because we on some quality shit, and Money B runs that and takes care of it. He's incredible for that. And I was gonna say also too, we got classic, like, digital underground time capsule, gorgeous, some of the Shock's artwork, some of the classic photos of them with Pac and with on stage dancing, and the classics. I mean, just there's all kinds of things we have. We have Money B and Young Hump merch. We have different things. We have a lot of different components to the merch. So the merch is cracking. So that's the merch. I gave up the IG. I want to plug this real quick. So this might be an exclusive. I don't think we've broke this yet on the internet yet. So you might be getting this exclusive, brother. Or maybe, I mean, if it has been said, I missed it. So August 25th is going to be Digital Underground Day in Oakland.
Oh, that's what's up. Congratulations.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so the 21st, which is the Saturday, because the 25th is whatever day it is, Wednesday or Thursday, some shit. The 21st is going to be a celebration for Shock G, and there's going to be a performance at the Oakland Tribune. There's going to be like a fucking motorcade riding through the city, all the town niggas with the cars, the muscle cars and the low, all that fly, Oakland, low key, right. No one can fuck with Oakland when it comes to the car show. And I say that as a West LA nigga, but Oakland, they be on some other shit with the cars. Like, that shit is crazy, because their shit is like, their shit is a little more like, they just pull out ill-ass Cougars and brown, like, old Mustangs, like wild shit that you just don't see. It isn't like, I don't know, it's special out there. So it's going to be riding through the city.
It's like somebody'd always be wearing couture, but they know how to throw in some shit from the thrift store you wouldn't expect. They look good though. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Yeah. So it's gonna be crazy. The city gave permission. We ride East Oakland all the way through, and then a performance. So it's gonna be a lit ass day. So August 21st, if y'all anywhere near the area, Oakland, it's gonna be a major, motherfuckers say feng shui. It's gonna be a funk shui, and it's gonna be lit for the god. And then a few days later will be the actual ceremonial thing. I think it's going to be announced that day, but it will be like the thing will be on the 25th. So we rocking, we performing that day. I can't list any of the other performers yet, but somebody pretty serious said they want to fuck with it, but I'm not at liberty to disclose that, whatever. But somebody that we might have songs with. But yeah, so it's gonna be cracking. And I'm on Instagram, Young Hump, DU Money B 69. You know what I mean? And yeah, we fucking with it. You know what I mean? We out here spreading love. We got the album. No, we don't even have a tentative release date right now, but it's coming. And like I said, it's basically done. There's just like that one song still has to get finalized in the mix, because man, that pandemic shit was just different. It's like, but yeah, we getting back. We got shows. We got we just confirmed one, and we got 2 weeks. I think we have 2 in August right now, and we got something. We got a handful of shows right now on the table. We be looking for more. You know what I mean? And but that's August 21st in Oakland for sure. And yeah, and the IG, we stay lit, we stay funny on the IG, we keep it entertaining and shit. You know what I mean? What I don't have in millions of followers, I have in millions of lit activities. You know what I mean? So we keep it, what I mean? That's how we connected on the IG.
Yes, sir. I can dig it. Well, shit. Thank you for your time, brother.
Appreciate you, King, man. Salute. I appreciate the invite, and I appreciate the excellent questions. I've never done an interview with better questions asked. You like your question game. I know why you see now. I know why you talking about you had a successful run. You asked some real ass questions, brother. You know what I mean? There's nothing worse than getting asked the same question over and over again. Well, there's things worse than that, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's dope. It's really dope. You know, that one question, I'm gonna be fucking DMing you later, like, yo, add into the description that I said the person with the best character was Tony Danza, because he wrote Tupac a letter and when he was in prison. I never met him, but just throw him a shout out.
That's what's up, man. Well, shit, yeah, man. Again, thank you for your time. It's been an honor. I'd love to check in with you down the road, and I'd definitely be DMing you my address for that mixtape.
Absolutely. And I want to also say shout out to Cletus Mack, shout out to Sophia, shout out to Chop Black, and shout out to DJ Fuse, and shout out to Pee Wee, and shout out to Numb and Yuck, and shout out to Monk Mandino, and shout out to Puda and Ton Teasy and DJ Always, and shout out to my brother Beck Timbale. And yeah, I'm gonna rock out like that. And shout out to my man Beats Me out in Oakland all day. And I'm gonna do it like that. My brother, love you, man. Appreciate you, King, for real.
No doubt, man. I'm gonna holler at you and you take it light.
Yes, sir. My guy.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace.